Hi guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be learning how to get the mean/average when working with a Python list. So obviously the first step we need to do is create a list. So let's do that. I'm going to call this list nums because this list is going to be storing some integers, and integers are numbers, so this is the perfect variable name. So square brackets, let's do like 21, 22, and some random numbers like 67, 9,876, and let's do like that number. So yeah, as you can see, the numbers are getting bigger and bigger, so that is our list. And as you can see, we have commas between the numbers so that the Python coder knows that these are separate numbers. So if we run this, nothing happens, which means we are on the right track. Now, since we're trying to find the mean/average, we need a variable to count how many numbers are in that list so that we can actually divide in some later steps. So for this, we're going to use the length function. So for this variable, num_len is what I'm going to call it, is going to equal the length of the list. So I'm just going to say len nums. And we don't say these numbers. We could say these numbers with square brackets, but it's just going to be easier to put nums in there because nums is a variable that is storing this list. So if you just put nums, and if we print len numlen, it is going to print 5, and that is correct because there is 5 numbers stored in the variable nums. So let's just get rid of this really quickly. Now we need a variable to add up all the numbers in the variable nums so that we can take the sum of all the numbers, and divide it by the how many numbers are in the list. So I'm just going to call this sum_num is equal to sum parentheses nums, and this calculates the whole sum of every single number in the variable nums because the variable nums is in the parentheses right over there. So now that we have how many numbers are in the list and the sum of all the numbers, we need to divide. So we're going to create another variable for that too. So I'm just going to say dividing as our variable. Dividing is going to equal num, or sum of num underscore num divided by, and remember guys, this is the division symbol, but in Python it is the slash. So it's like the question mark, but you hold down shift. It's the question mark, but you don't hold down shift, and the slash appears, and this is the division symbol. So sum num, we are dividing the total sum of all the numbers, and we're dividing it by how many numbers are in the list, and that is num underscore len. So now all we need to do is we just need to return the mean/average to the user, so we're just going to print that out. So print dividing, because that is storing sum num divided by num len, and that is going to print. So when we run this, it is going to print the mean/average. And let me try this with some different numbers so that you guys know that I am not being fake. And let's try this with some small numbers too. For example, let's just do 1, 2, 4, and then like 6 or 7, and then like 9. And if we print this or run it, it is going to print 4.6. And if we print like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we run this, it's going to print 3.0. So let's calculate this ourselves to make sure that Python is correct. So 1 plus 2 is equal to 3, 3 plus 3 is equal to 6, 6 plus 4 is equal to 10, and 10 plus 5 is equal to 15. And since there's 5 numbers in the list, 15 divided by 5 is 3. So that just proves that this code is correct. So let's go into the revising part of the video. Now what the revising part of the video is that we just go over all the lines and make sure that all the variables are correct, this stuff is correct, and most importantly, we want to make sure we know what they do. So we're not just writing this code down, we're actually learning what they do. So going on to the first line, we have a variable, and this is the variable that stores the list. So this, done. Second line, this is the variable that counts the length of this variable. So since there's 5 numbers in this list, it is going to print 5. It is going to return 5, I should say. Now, the third line, we have a variable that sums up all the numbers in the variable nums, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and adds them together, which is the sum of all the numbers. And then dividing is the part where you take the total sum and you divide it by how many parts, how many numbers are in the list. So because that is the mean/average formula, and that is how you get it. The last step is we're just returning the mean/average. In this case, we just print divided because this is basically giving us the mean/average. And when we print this, let's run this, it prints 3.0. And yeah, that's done with the revising part, and this is done with and we are done with the video. So bye.